I'm working on it. Wow, what a luxury to be able to sleep before the day changes. Wait, what? If I accept this as a luxury, my sleep schedule will keep getting messed up. I feel it'll take a little more time to get used to living like this. Girl, were you sleeping 3-hour days the entire time? Oh my lord. I am very glad, or excuse me, I am glad I was able to get to learn about Mr. Rindo. It always felt like he was so mysterious. That's part of the charm. He's a few years ahead of me too. A few? Girl, try a couple of decades in front of you. But he does appear like he had me fooled. I was gonna give him late 30s at best, but I knew he was 40s. If he was 50 though, I'd be like, well, damn, look good for 50. But I'm sure there are a lot of ways I'll be able to help. I'm sure there are a lot of ways I'll be able to look to him for help. Go to bed. The applications I submitted were accepted, granting all the certifications I needed. Yay! After updating the equipment in the cafe, I could begin preparing the grand reopening. Even if the place was just for non-humans, without normal guests ever stopping by. But for Enchante to come into its own as a legitimate, fully fledged cafe, there was an obstacle I had to overcome no matter what. Yes, and that obstacle is pouring coffee. Right roll. Uh-oh. You done killed Ignis if you wanted to. Really? It's that bad? Uh-oh. Girl, what the hell? If you know how to cook, you know, it comes like different food preparation. No matter what, you should have your hand in each sort of ordeal. I don't know, that's why I feel. I'd never do that to you. There it was, festering in the cup Ignis had just laid rest on the table. The dark brown liquid remained cooling off in its ceramic vessel. The time was 3 in the afternoon. It was generally a time where people would have snacks and take a break from their routine. I really thought I made a decent coffee this time around. Well, where's the boy at? Where's Misyr at? He can tell you. Now that I had gotten new equipment for the cafe, are you using old ass beans? That'll do it. I'm getting feedback from the regulars as to better understand the art of a perfect cup of coffee, a staple item on Enchante's menu. The results continue to be disappointing. Bean water. Then yeah, if you're asking a person who doesn't really drink coffee, oh, how does it taste? Whatever. They're gonna say it tastes like shit. So you need a coffee connoisseur, coffee snob, to taste it with you. They can give you good constructive criticism. Because at the end of the day, like Ignis said, to a non-coffee enthusiast, it's gonna taste like nasty bean water. I'm thinking Ignis sweet drinks or what, I don't know. He wouldn't like coffee. Coffee is an acquired taste. You don't have to rub it in. Hanging my head, I kept fielding feedback from everyone who was gathered around. Does he pour it on the damn fire? The flame? The next flame? Yeah, you need Misyr. Ruh-roh. You know you're in it deep when they say, oh, this don't taste like how it used to taste. No, don't worry. I really wanted to get everyone's honest opinion about it by having this tasting. Someone didn't leave like a recipe book or whatever for his customized blend. Damn, he's dumb. I mean, he did say, oh, well, I like the customers to pick their source of coffee bean. Yeah, I guess so. But still, like, he should have had a manual to pass down to the next cafe owner. But what do I know? Next, Mr. Rindo. I mean, he should be a little bit more apt on how coffee should taste.
なんて言えばいいんだろう。全部コーヒー風ではあるんだけど。
Yeah, anytime somebody says, well, how should I put it? Get ready for the gut punch.
コーヒーとは違うというか、味も匂いもぼやっとしてるね。
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You might have used too low of a temp. You might have used bad beans. You might have not grounded the coffee up properly. Who knows? I don't know. There's so many things that can go wrong with proper coffee prep. I measured the temperatures and everything, just like the manual said. Okay. But that's why the damn grandfather, he should have had a manual. Like, this is how I do this. This is how I do this. Do this, do this, do this. So that there's no guesswork. Now, poor Otome, she's going to have to figure out everything for herself. Yeah.
初めは誰でもこんなものだと思うし、気にしすぎないようにね。
Everyone's got to start somewhere. Thanks. I'll get more acquainted with the process. And of course, Ill. Oh, who's already got a look of concern on his face, so you know that coffee ain't good. Okay.
に関しての定義を習得していないので、是非を判断するのは難しいのですが。
Yeah, you with him and probably Ignis, you need to try like sweet drinks on them, like know how to do a latte, a cappuccino, macchiato, that sort of deal with them.
ソーアンのものに比べるとやや酸味が強いように感じます。
So, I'm pretty sure, because if it's the same for tea, it's the same for coffee. Cold brewing takes out a lot of that acidity, but it takes so much time to make it in advance. I cold brew tea a lot, and when you let it sit, the longer you let it sit, the more the flavor and the water marinate. You know, that's not what I'm using. It's really steeping, right? You're steeping in cold water, so time is basically, an afterthought. But when you flash chill something, or when you put something in hot water, you're letting the acids flourish more. So that's why when you taste like a flash chilled iced tea or you put coffee under a regular drip, like drip coffee, it's got an acidic taste to it. But if you were to cold brew that coffee, it tastes more rounded and smooth. So if you don't like coffee because it tastes hella acidic, try to cold brew it. And you can look up YouTube videos on how to do it with like ground coffee, with like different apparatuses and whatnot. But yeah, it's too acidic, huh? After hearing Ill's comment, I flipped through the manual littered with my notes. Common mistakes of beginner baristas. Overgrinding the coffee beans can greatly alter flavor depending on the brewing method.
それだな。お前気合い入れてすっげえガリガリ削ってたし。
Interesting. I guess being a little too enthusiastic isn't always the best thing for you. Although most of them didn't say it explicitly, they should have. It tastes like shit. The overall consensus of my brew of coffee was that it wasn't great. I was aware of the path to the perfect cup was a long one, and I knew that I wasn't going to get it right from the beginning. Persevere. All of a sudden, I'm starting to understand just how much goes into cups of coffee I order from my favorite coffee shops. Yeah, you'll be surprised. When you cook, when you mix your own drinks, like some of this quarantine has us doing, you'll start to appreciate the art of food prep from professionals when it comes to your own kitchen. It's fun though. I can't lie. With the bitter taste of failure on my lips, she drank that coffee? I await the critique from one final person. He might like it. Misyr, eyes closed, sips with elegance, pinkies up. What you got to say? I better brace myself for something harsh. No, he's gonna like it because he likes the taste of coffee like that. You could also take silence as a form of you about to get a gut punch. Get ready for it. Come on, yep, get ready for it. Misyr.
あ、ごめん。何の話だっけ?
Boy, if you don't rate this daggone coffee. Oh, Otome, you poor child. My legs buckle as his underwhelming response lingers. I want to know what he thinks. Ooh, y'all. Hold on, my eyes are really bothering. Alright, y'all, I'm back. I don't know if I have indoor allergies all of a sudden, but yeah, my eyes were really acting up. But all is well now. I have a nice cold cloth that will drape over my really itchy eye for now. So I'll be playing this one-eyed. Did I read this? My legs buckle as his underwhelming response lingers. I want to know what he thinks. You are the most excited for this. We're taste testing the coffee.
ごめん。ちょっと考え事してて。
Dude, if it's bad, just tell me. Jesus. About what?
魔界の様子についてね。派手にやらかす幹部を部下に持つと、魔王様も苦労しちゃってさ。
The hell with that. Ask me, or tell me about the coffee. I decided it was best to not, or excuse me, it was best not to pursue the matter further. Okay, well, let's get back to the point. What did you think of the coffee I made? How did it taste to you?
ああ、その話。普通に美味しいよ。
Yeah, he thinks it's fine, because that's all he drinks, coffee. Huh?
いくらなんでも適当すぎんだろ。
Yeah, I'm asking for your opinion. You don't need to protect me. Just tell me what you think.
本当に美味しいと思ってるんだけど。
No, but Ill, I think, had the best criticism out of all of them. Because, like, you telling her, oh, it doesn't taste like your grandfather's. It doesn't taste like your grandfather. Okay, I know that. I'm not my grandfather. But, like, how does it taste? What's wrong with it? Let me see what I can do. Ill says, oh, it tastes really acidic. So I can remedy that by trying a different brewing method or whatever. Yeah, but I mean, if you like it, I could do it this way for you. But for the others, I would have to revamp my strategy.
むしろ、もう一杯欲しいな。おかわりってもらえるの？
Don't force yourself to drink it. If it tastes like sludge, don't drink it. Huh? Wait, really? It's that good? His unexpected affirmation of my brew caused me a healthy amount of confusion. Like, cue the sound of everyone shoving their coffee cups at Misyr.
ミシェルは本当にコーヒーが好きだよね。ソアンさんの時も思ったけど、時間があればずっとコーヒー飲んでたし。
ミシェルの場合は度が過ぎているとたまに思うが。
Oh, darling. But then again, he is not of this world, so we don't have to worry about him like that. But do he really drink it caffeinated and all? Really? He drinks that much? Right. He's always buying coffee when he's out. He brings it in here to drink. I've seen him making coffee himself before, too. Even though we've only just met, I already associate Misyr with coffee. As everyone talks about their own taste, Misyr suddenly crosses his arm. Huh? He was looking at me for some reason. Oh no, I hope I don't get his rot right now.
そうだね。俺も結構長生きして、いろいろなものを口にしてきたけど。
You really like this acidic, grungy type coffee? Okay. Hey, there's different roasts. And some people really do like the bold, bitter taste of coffee. Of some coffee, not all.
その中でもコーヒーは
What?
世界で一番好きだから。
That's cute. When he spoke, his face, it looked so soft, so kind. Anyone could become enamored staring at a face like that. Don't you fall for it. I wasn't sure if Misyr's critique was sparing my feelings or if it was a real opinion. With the truth shrouded in mystery, my training would continue. That's right. Still, look for ways to improve if you can. You shouldn't stop until everybody's satisfied. I love how the sky is. Oh my god, it's really pretty. Kind of surreal, but still, it's realistic. Like, some skies are just looking like that, looking like a painting. But, yeah. A short time after, I left for more supplies. I think I got too many things. My hands got tired, and I set the tote bag I've been carrying down near the curb. It held ingredients for everyone's meals. I had coffee too, since I ran out of it after the taste test earlier. There was a lot. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to use so much. even if I needed the extra practice. I would have bought another tote bag if I knew this would happen, excuse me. Complaining won't get me anywhere, I thought, and I was preparing to keep going when...
いたことね。買い出しに行くなら俺に声かけてくれればよかったのに。
Oh, Misyr. Huh? Oh, that voice. I was being called by a very familiar voice. I turned around smiling and saw him. Oh, look at you!
俺から誘うべきだったかな。
Okay, so you can get rid of that gaudy clothing as well. Okay, I'm not hating. What?
誰とか言わないでね。魔王様、悲しみのあまり洪水とか起こしちゃうぞ。
The black robe, nowhere to be seen. He had no horns growing out of his head. He looked somewhat normal. He just had on regular clothes like any shop in town would sell. But that face and that calm voice were most definitely... Misyr?
はいご名答。ミシェル・アレックス、お姫様のお供をすべく参上いたしました。
His elegant bow was a bit of an exaggeration. Satisfied with the surprised look on my face, he lifts his head up and... He laughed like... He laughed just like a child who'd executed a prank perfectly. Okay, you should prank me more often then. I like your plain clothes. It seemed that Misyr came to get me while I was on my way back from my shopping. He lifts up my tote bag with ease. It was heavy. He walks with me, humming to himself. My eyes are drawn to the side of his face. It's not a dream. This is really happening.
そんなに見つめてもぴょこっと角は生えてこないよ。
What is with these Otome protagonists staring at these dudes? Like, just straight up staring. That's not what I'm doing. Misyr, why do you look like this?
見ての通り、人間に擬態してるだけだけど。
Wow. Yes, I can. You can do that?
そりゃまあ、チートが売りの魔王様ですので。
Well, couldn't you have gone out like that all this time without casting that magic from before?
今日は気まぐれで着替えただけ。やっぱり慣れてるあっちの方が体も軽いしね。
In my opinion, the Demon King clothes seem much, much heavier though. And also, the change in his nails and horns seemed to be from magic, but his clothes looked real. In fact, it seemed they were things Grandpa might have bought for him in the past.
でも、懐かしいな。ソーアンともこの姿で一緒に買い物してたっけ？
You went with Grandpa?
うん。とは言っても、ほとんどが自由気ままに回る散歩みたいなものだったけど。具体的にはコーヒー専門店とか知り合いが働いてる店とか。
It all comes back to coffee again, huh? God, I was talking about coffee. I can actually have some. Oh yeah. Misyr, he really does love coffee. As for the people you went to see, were they acquaintances of Grandpa's?
いや、どっちかっていうと俺側かな。駅とか商店街にいる人外の様子をたまに見に行ってたんだよ。
Wait, did I just hear you casually use non-human in a sentence?
琴音は毎回いいリアクションしてくれるから見てて飽きないな。とはいえ俺たちだってこの街にうまく溶け込んでるし、そこまで驚くことじゃなくない？
Well, yeah. But I thought it was special in your case because of the gate in Enchante.
ああ、そこの認識が違うのか。一応ゲート以外にも異界同士で行き来する方法はあるんだよ。それで人間界に来ちゃったり、帰化した人外がその辺りにちらほらいたりするんだ。
Ah, nice. This is the first time I've heard of this. What other ways are there?
ややこしい事情があるし、説明すると長くなりそうなんだよね。この辺りの説明はおいおいってことで。
Let me guess, in your route? Right. I mean, I think it's worth talking about now.
まあまあいいじゃない。せっかく新鮮なシチュエーションで君と歩いてるんだし。難しい話は後回しにしてのんびり喋りながら帰ろうよ。
Speak for yourself. The lore is deep. We should talk about it. But, sure. Let's just go with the flow of the story. He's right. All things considered, it's probably not a good idea to be talking about it outside.
ところでどう？俺の私服似合う？
That's cute. I can see that. Oh, yeah. They suit you nicely. I'm pretty surprised. He stood out in more ways than one. Yeah, your hair is still a mess, but yeah, it's okay. Oh, no. Let's read it. It seemed like Misyr hadn't noticed the fact that he was getting looks from other women around us.
あ、本当？よかった。やっぱり普通の人間にお墨付きもらえると安心するね。
Child, I stand your pettiness. This fool has a way to be snarky and petty. But go on, sir.
うちのメンツってセンスが微妙だったり、服に対する価値観がずれてるから、感想をもらっても当てにならないからさ。
According to Misyr, clothes are a problem in particular for non-humans here. If they aren't careful about keeping up with current fashion, they risk standing out even more than they already do. So, he says he does it to be safe. Huh. I could see how living for so long could be a nuisance at times. Could be a bit of nuisance at times.
おっと、年寄り扱いはやめてほしいな。俺はまだまだ現役ですよ。
Ha ha ha. Saying things like that make you an old man.
ほうほう。君も言うようになったじゃない。なら年寄りらしく、君をお子様扱いしちゃおうかな。
Bro, we have to consult the history books to see what you're talking about.
おんぶと肩車、どっちがお好み？
What? His eyes were serious. Lee joking. What? I take it all back. The Master Demon King is very young.
わかればよろしい。よしよし、いい子いい子。
Sure, fam. He pats my head with his open hand as if to tease me. Ah, stop it! I'm not a little kid. We walk leisurely up the road to Enchante, teasing each other the whole way back. There was no choice for him. so far. We get back to Enchante right as the sun was setting. The atmosphere inside had changed completely. Silence replaced the energy from earlier. Canis and Ignis mentioned that they had things to attend to and return to their worlds. Mr. Rindo went back to work at the GPM. He said he got a call after the tasting and had to work late. It was probably playing Otome games like usual in his room. It was just Misyr and I in this lonely cafe.
そうそう。豆を引くときは入れる直前に必要な量だけ。
Why did you get rid of... I like your plain clothes look. Okay. They grinding beans. Hopefully they grinding something else. I'm just saying it's a T-rated game. We're not gonna even allude to the thought.
手動のコーヒーミルを使う場合は一定の間隔を保って。無理に力を入れる必要はないよ。
Okay. I'm pretty sure hand mills are still a thing, but there's like the electric grinders that you can buy. Okay. Misyr was next to me, guiding me on each and every step. I grind the coffee beans we went out to buy this evening, making sure I get the right taste out of them. I muttered to myself how abysmal the results were from earlier today, and that I should practice one more time today. Misyr returned to his normal form, deciding to guide me through it. Once again, I began to practice what Ignis seemed to really dislike earlier: hot coffee. After grinding down the last of the beans, Misyr took the coffee mill and looked inside. Meal? I meant mill. For those of y'all wondering, if you're wondering, if you don't really drink coffee, to get the best, the freshest taste, you have to do the grinding. Really, your ass should be out in the whatever region you like, collecting the coffee plant beans, harvesting them yourself, grinding them, and then from there, after you ground them up, then you process the coffee as usual. It's like with loose leaf tea and tea bags. You know, if you just get the straight up tea bags, don't get me wrong, there are some tea bags that taste really good and I like it. But a true tea snob will tell you whole leaf or loose leaf tea is best to get the really intense taste of the tea. You gotta brew it from whole leaf or full or loose leaf. So same attitude with the coffee. You take the whole bean, you grind it up yourself, and then you make your coffee however you see fit. He nodded in approval.
均等に砕けてていい感じだね。じゃあ次はさっき言った通り、そこの茶こしを使って。
Okay. Right. Relieved, I squid at the strainer I held. It made an incredibly fine grind. With this, we would get a more defined and pleasant flavor from the coffee, allegedly. In any case, first, I have to try and be able to produce a normal cup of coffee. Don't try to make something ornate. Just get the basics down first. True. Misyr's words from earlier echoed through my head as I followed them diligently. I set the paper filter on top of the carafe. I pour in the coffee, spreading it evenly. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so we get, like, come on, man. The first sentence really, but for completion, for, completeness. Paper filter. A filter made of paper used for brewing coffee. When it is made out of cloth, it is instead called a knell, and then we were hinted at earlier the knell drip. I didn't know about this, y'all. This is coming from a person who just uses a Keurig machine. So I really don't know the intricacies of coffee brewing as much as I know tea brewing. Coffee server, which is the carafe, refers to the container that collects the coffee brewed from a drip. Brr. There we go. I take the kettle of hot water and pour it in a spiral from the center to the edge. Oh, getting fancy, are we? Drip pot, a type of pot. Its very narrow spout is a characteristic, allowing for minute adjustments in pouring the hot water.
そこで一度ストップ。20秒から30秒ぐらい蒸らして、全体にお湯が行き渡るのを待って。
Trust, there is an art to making your drink. If you like coffee, if you're gonna, go about it the wrong way. If you're gonna go about it the wrong way, do what you do. No, if you're gonna go about it the freshest way possible, then you gotta do your research and see what's gonna satiate you the best. For me, y'all, just the Keurig machine. I'm not really gonna go into intricacies about if it's a latte, if it's this, if it's that, but yeah, I'm pretty boring when it comes to coffee. Tea, on the other hand, I will go all out for. Okay. The grains are starting to bloom.
よし。じゃあ追加のお湯を注ごうか。中心から今の粉の高さをなるべくキープしつつ、ゆっくり優しくね。
Be slow and gentle in pouring in the center and keeping the height of the grinds the same. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. It's kind of hard to explain, and it'd be easier if you saw a video on it. But anytime you bloom something, you just putting it in hot water. Like you can bloom cocoa powder, you can bloom whatever powder, you can bloom yeast. So if you get that train of thought. Once I used all the hot water that I had measured out, you just let it drip. Drip! Sorry, I'm never not gonna do that. Now then, I'll move the dripper out of the way. So when you use those typical automatic coffee pots, everything is done for you. You just pour in the water in the reserve, and there's a built-in dripper that goes over the coffee grounds in the filter basket. But doing this manually, maybe it creates a more refined taste. I don't know. Yeah. Now then, I'll move the dripper out the way. I probably said that already, but whatever. Just saying it again. A dripper. A device for coffee brewing. Coffee is brewed by setting a filter and beans inside, then pouring hot water in. Yes. From the carafe that was shaped like a lid. What? Wow. Steam rose gently with a full-bodied set. Woo! Yes, girl. Get that coffee making in. I hurried to pour the coffee in a cup before the lovely vapors disappeared and placed it in front of Misyr, now seated. Come on. Give me a better critique this time. I followed your advice, so it should be nothing but perfection. Squinting his eyes, he looks down at the freshly poured coffee. He slowly brings it to his mouth. Come on. As I saw him take a gulp. Well, he must not worry about the inside of his mouth. Good lord, I could never take a gulp of a hot beverage. As I saw him take a gulp, I swallowed my own breath as the nerves began to take over. After slowly tasting the coffee's flavor,
すごいね。驚いた。
can you say that louder for the people in the back? He answered the bare minimum as he took the cup away from his mouth. How am I supposed to interpret that?
食いつきがすごいな。もちろん、美味しいって意味でだよ。
Misyr answered me, laughing as I postured my body forward, interrogating him.
いや、本当に美味しいよ。苦味も想像した通りの強さになってる。これならイグニスたちも前向きな評価をくれるんじゃない？
With that, Misyr brings the cup to his mouth one more time. Did he gulp half of it? Oh lord. I put my hand to my chest in relief. Misyr's Misyr's face as he drank this cup was much more relaxed than the one he wore during practice earlier. I really improved. Yeah, sometimes body language and facial cues, that'll help. Of course, I still have much more to train myself with and learn. But now I'll let myself enjoy the fact that Misyr is happily drinking coffee that I made. Oh my. Second cup. Damn, she's good. After finishing a second cup, Misyr lets out a very satisfied sigh.
上手にできてるよ。琴音はしっかり教われば成長が早いタイプなのかも。
Well, you know what, y'all? What really trips me out is that how the hell he's drinking this much coffee as old as he is, and his teeth aren't stained damn near black, if not brown. Damn, being a Demon King must have its perks. Okay, he has a choice too. So he likes praise. He's the type to like praise. I'm gonna depreciate myself. I hope I don't get his route. You're giving me too much credit. It really feels like I've only just gotten past the starting line. I have to work harder in order to pour all kinds of coffee well.
謙遜もいいけど、自分の努力はちゃんと自分で認めてあげないとね。
You want the praise, but we're not going after your route just yet. Horses your hold.
けど、美味しいコーヒーを入れてくれるなら、俺もバッチリ付き合っちゃうよ。
Yep, and I look forward to your help.
美味しいコーヒーをありがとう、ことね。
No, you should thank yourself because you did help me.
お礼に俺からもコーヒーを入れてあげるよ。せっかくだし、サイフォンも使ってみせようか。
Ooh, okay. Huh? Really? Okay, that sounds good to me. Well, how do you take your coffee, Otome? Because a lot of girls or women tend to take it with cream and sugar. I had to force myself to take it black during intermittent fasting, but I used to be like that too. Take my coffee with a hint of cream, really cream. If the cream was sweetened, cool. If it wasn't, that's okay. But yeah, let me know if you ever tried black coffee. It's interesting. I'll say that. I nod to his wonderful suggestion and sit, switching places with Misyr. Misyr, now behind the counter, looks over to the coffee beans we brought and scrutinizes them.
さて、今回は他ならぬ君がお客さんなわけだし、
Oh, thank you.
ちょっとずるいけど、張り切って入れちゃおうかな。
Look, I'm not gonna be able to replicate this. Huh? With a snap from his fingers. The coffee beans began to float and dance in midair. Each bean was breaking apart on its own, beginning to release a deep aroma. Oh, they're using Colombian coffee. Interesting. The cups that were put away in jars full of sugar cubes began to dance into the air. What? I'm not gonna be able to do this.
よいしょっと。これやるの久しぶりだからな。うっかり落とさないようにしないと。
I think that's solid advice for anything. Don't drop it. Misyr flicks and points his finger in all sorts of directions. As if performing a synchronized dance, the water, now hot again somehow, emerges from the carafe and pours itself into the flask attached to the siphon. I want to see how the siphon works. Well, we could watch a YouTube video on that. Because, yeah, I am very ignorant when it comes to the different brewing methods for coffee. It's deeper than we know.
ああ、聞き忘れてた。ことね。ブレンドコーヒーなら君はどんな味が好み？
Interesting. Preferred blend. Blend coffee. Coffee made by mixing coffee beans from multiple regions. The combination and amount of each can lead to enjoyment of various flavors. Many cafes sell their own original blends. Yes. Yeah, that is a rabbit hole that we can go down when they're like really getting into the coffee business. I don't really have a favored blend though, I will say. I do like a particular roast. I like medium roast coffee. If that, you know, I'm just saying it. Huh? I don't have any preferences in particular. Just something that isn't too acidic.
OK。それじゃあ、コロンビアを多めにしておこうか。
Okay. I guess so. I do like Colombian coffee too. Colombia, the name of a country in South America, can also refer to a variety of coffee beans that have grown in that country. It has a well-balanced, supple taste to it. I think also, if I'm not mistaken, I do like coffee from Blue Mountain region, and that's in Jamaica. Shouts out. Responding to my request, some freshly ground coffee grains separate themselves and are lowered into a measuring bowl on their own. And then Katoli is just like, duh. What the hell? While that was happening, various other tasks necessary for pouring a cup of coffee were conducted all around him in midair. Show off. Ah, look at that smile though.
お待たせしました。君専用の魔王様スペシャルブレンドです。暑いから気をつけてね。
Hot like hellfire. As I sat there astonished, Misyr's face closed in on me. Boy, what the hell? Coming back to my senses, my hands held a cup that had appeared and was filled with a captivating, shimmering black coffee. Oh, she takes her coffee with sugar, that's it?
あれ、もしかして好みの香りじゃなかった？
I actually do like the smell of coffee, taste of coffee. That's why I don't really put too much cream and sugar in it. I really don't put sugar in it at all unless the cream is like not sweetened. But I do like the taste of coffee. Some people don't. And it's like they dump their coffee with like cream and sugar, and it's like that defeats the purpose. But that's just me. No, I was just surprised. I didn't know you could use your powers to make some. I didn't know you could use your powers on something like making coffee. With my surprise, I failed to watch any of the steps. Girl, you're not gonna be able to like make everything float and do its own thing. Just let him teach you the proper way to make coffee. With my surprise, I failed to watch any of the steps, like how to use a siphon.
何回も言ってるでしょ。何でもありのチート魔王だって。
I don't like that. Who can cheat at anything? Does that include relationships?
とはいえ、コーヒーに関しては結構こだわりがあるし、これだけ
Exactly.
はそれなりに練習したけどね。
It's all practice. Practice, practice, practice. Wow. So there are even things that even you had to practice? Huh?
まあね。俺ってばチートはチートだけど、別に全知全能じゃないからさ。
Like I've seen those siphon apparatuses, but like I wouldn't put it past anybody to use it.
結局はできることしかできないし、知らないことは知らないわけさ。
Hey, that's my deal too. If I don't know it, I don't know it. I'll learn it, but I can only do what I can do.
コーヒーの入れ方だって、ソーアンから教えてもらっただけだし、こんな器具やら何やら知りもしなかったし。それに、ほら、俺って大雑把だから、こういう細かい動き、実は苦手でさ。高級なカップを派手に割って、ソーアンに雷を落とされたことも一度や二度じゃないよ。
I can imagine you pretty much ruined X amount of dollars worth of coffee. Yeah, that could evoke the wrath of anybody. Knowing Grandpa, he would have given you a few lectures in a row and not think twice about it. In fact, was there really anyone, human or non-human, who could go toe-to-toe with a man who lived like him?
けど、その経験があるからこそ、君に入れる機会が訪れたわけだし、叱られながら練習した甲斐もあったよ。
I'm glad then.
コーヒーってさ、自分で入れて飲むのもいいんだけど、誰かに入れてもらった方が美味しいんだよね。
That's up in the air, I suppose. But I'm very particular about how I like my coffee. Be it if it's very plain, I still, it tastes better when someone brews it for you, with the caveat of they know what they're doing.
その気持ちを君に送ることができてよかったよ。
Aww. We're only in the main route. Aw, don't make me want to sidle over to you just yet. Oh.
そうだ。いいか、覚えとけ。ことね。コーヒーは自分で飲むのもいいが、自分で入れるより誰かに入れてもらう方がうまいんだよ。
Oh, real talk, he said that too. Grandpa used to say the same thing. I taste the coffee Misyr not pointed, what the hell? I taste the coffee Misyr poured for me. I took a bigger sip. There was a gentle, bitter flavor that spread as I tasted the coffee, and after its warmth embraced me, I finished my cup. Yeah, I think I get it. The coffee you made me is really good.
お気に召していただき何より。
Y'all, when I finish with this chapter, I'm totally gonna brew myself another cup of coffee. Or not another, excuse me. I'm gonna brew myself a cup of coffee. I haven't had my morning water either. Slowly continuing to drink the coffee that was poured for me, I look over at Misyr, who continued to use his magic as he began to clean up. Why? You're so lazy. Hey, ever since we met for the first time, you've been so nice to me. Why is that? Why is that indeed? Wait, did I meet you at some point in the past, Misyr?
ほんの短い時間だったからね。覚えてないのも無理はないよ。
It's because we met before when I was little, wasn't it? Or isn't it?
そうだな。自分でもよくわかってないけど、多分そうなのかな。いわば親愛の情ってやつ。
And with that, whatever feelings I would have had for him just kind of went out the window. My parents are very much alive. Thank you very much. Why are you bringing up parental love? That's so weird. And given the fact that you're really, really old, like thousands of years old, like...
君が困っていたら助けてあげたい。悲しそうなら笑顔にしてあげたい。脅威があれば守ってあげたい。
I mean, it's sweet, but... Damn it.
そうだな。俺はあの頃からずっとそう思い続けてるよ。
It's unfortunate I don't remember. I'm certain I would have spent a lot of time with you if you'd been around.
いいんだよ。俺にはこれでも十分すぎるくらいだ。でもそっか。いざ振り返ってみると俺たち感動の再会の割にはろくな挨拶してないね。いっそここで仕切り直そうか。
Okay. With that, Misyr exits the counter, narrowing the gap between us, and speaks.
ここは幻想の狭間。古き絆と新たな出会いが交錯する場所。はじめまして、素敵なお嬢さん。あなたにお会いできて嬉しいです。
Ah, look at that little blush around his eye and his little fang that pops out. That is so adorable. And she's like, meh. That was Enchante, the namesake of the cafe, a word expressing the joy of meeting someone. Enchante, origin. The origin word of the name Enchante. In French, it roughly means hello, pleased to meet you. Interesting. I could feel the way he did in my heart. My response was simple, but true. Nah, I'm just kidding, no. Yes, me too. Ah. Alright, chapter 3, main chapter. So when are we going to be able to pick a guy? Okay, well, y'all, these chapters are rather long. I don't know if it's just me. But, yeah, I don't know if that was the way to pick a person. Like, I kind of figured, you know, whoever. I don't know. But, yeah, that's gonna do it. I will try to play another chapter So I have a nice queue of videos. I'll try to play another chapter tomorrow. You won't probably hear this video until like Thursday or something. But, you know, I will have played a chapter here, chapter there. Have a nice slow start. We're still kind of starting slow, y'all. But, yeah, chapter 2. Thank you very much for watching. Y'all know my philosophy on this YouTube shit. View what you wanna, do what you wanna, and I'll see you lovely lads and lassies in the next episode. So until then, my friends, take care, take it easy, and peace.